Two cameras enter, one camera leaves. It's the battle of viewer requested DSLRs. That was my Thunderdome voice.
Good.
Thanks.
Good.
Thanks.
Our first challenger, the Samsung NX10. Samsung is known for cramming as many features as possible into their products, which is why we expect a lot from the NX10. 40% smaller than a normal DSLR, this hybrid digital camera has a 14.6 megapixel sensor for accurate colors and rich detail. It also includes a 3-inch AMOLED screen, HD video recording, and interchangeable lens capability, and all for $600. Look at that.
Beautiful. The Samsung NX10's case is it's made of plastic, yet it feels solid and weighs just under a pound. So it's smaller than your standard DSLRs. But how do you like the feel of it?
I like it.
Feel away.
I initially picked. Thank you for permission.
Yes,
for once. Picked it up. I thought it felt fine. I wasn't like, oh, this feels like a plasticky Fisher Price kind of thing. It actually feels rather solid. I'm not a fan of this thing. Let's just lose that.
It's a tiny hat.
The button layout is easy to use, and it has your standard set of photo options on the old back there. The camera has an electronic viewfinder and an AMOLED screen, which looks very bright and very crisp, even in direct sunlight. It's equipped with a built-in pop-up flash or a hot shoe, if you're nasty. So you can add an external flash or anything else there. The NX10 also comes with an interchangeable 18 to 55 millimeter zoom lens or a 30 millimeter pancake lens, which are the little tiny guys.
Right.
That can make this one of the smallest full-size DSLR cameras, but we have to point out the lenses are proprietary, which means if you want to get used lenses or use a buddy's friend from a kid or whatever, you're out of luck. Like you have to have their lenses, which is kind of a drawback. It's a bit of a bummer.
Now, this camera was intended for beginner to mid-level camera users, or as we call them, the prosumers. So how easy are the features to use, and do they work?
Well, if you're a prosumer, it comes with a multitude of features that are standard for most DSLRs. Beginners can just leave the camera in smart auto mode. It'll detect your background, it'll focus where it needs to focus, it'll upload it to Facebook and tag your friends and alert your parents and all that good stuff. The more advanced users may want to set it to manual and actually adjust it themselves. Now, the electronic viewfinder, it has an eye sensor that transmits the image to the eyepiece, but it is a little low-res screen in the eyepiece, so you're better off using the AMOLED screen on the back to actually do anything cool. There's no way to shut that feature off as well, so keep that in mind. Now, the camera has optical image stabilization, and it works pretty well to reduce shakiness, as you can see right there.
I wonder how many hours of footage we have of Danny in Gadget Prawn segments.
Not enough to keep him satisfied, actually.
No.
Not at all. It can also shoot 30 consecutive shots with its burst mode, which is pretty impressive.
Wow.
Also shoots in 720p if you're doing some video. As you'll see here, the video's just okay. It does get a bit grainy. There's
we
a lot
love those koi fish, too.
We do love the fishies. There's a lot of digital noise when shooting fast motion, but again, this is a camera you're buying for the photo quality, not for the video there. You can see all the grain in there.
Exactly. Now, speaking of which, the NX10 shoots 14.6 megapixel stills. That's awesome. So how do they look? That was 30 pictures. That was a burst.
I just machine gunned you.
You just got so
and
many
it panned
pictures
down.
of me.
All right.
And it's of my boobs.
I didn't know it was still shooting.
Pictures of my boobs.
Story of my life. The pictures look great. Images come out bright and sharp in daylight settings. Look at that. Look at that dog. That was right before he mauled our face. The colors are accurate and vibrant. The autofocus almost always picks up what you want. It does get a little grainy in low light, and the colors look a little on the dull side, as you can see when you're in a darker environment. In the right hands, though, you can really take some great photos after you figure out all the different settings.
Yeah, in the wrong hands, you just get pictures of my boobs.
Let's not go assigning right or wrong to these things. Let's not go judging.
Now you're trying? Now it's on purpose. Great. 30 more pictures of my boobs on eBay right after the show. So the NX10 is priced at $600, which is about average for a beginner to mid-level DSLR. So what are we rating at this?
4 out of 5.
Oh.
It's an overall good camera for its price. The smart auto mode makes this a great camera for beginners. Again, we had to knock it down for the blurriness and some of the grain, and really for the proprietary lens mount. But if you're just getting into photography, you might not care about it at all. Solid camera. And
at least it takes great pictures of boobs, as you're going to do again. That was at my ass, wasn't it? You told me to mix it up. My ass.
You got to mix it. It's called a variation of a theme.